I'm a little bit nervous. I have seen your videos in YouTube. Actually, I'm very happy to see you all. I know all of you through YouTube videos. I'm so blessed to see you. I was waiting to see you actually. I want to know where I have been stuck, because when I sit, I feel more relaxed, and sometimes I feel I may be in some samadhi, but when I'm in the day-to-day life, I feel I get more attached to other things. And sometimes I see my thoughts when I do day-to-day work. But when I'm sitting and try to do some meditation, most of the time I see my thoughts. My question is, actually I want to do it 100%, not while I'm sitting. So I like to have some advice from you.
Like, your practice is very, very good, and also your state of mind is very good. Yeah. Like, you practice correctly. Like, what you have been practicing is very good. It is correct. And that is an indication for that you not like send your mind all around and judge people and like lost outside. And it's an indication that you focus like on letting go, on detaching, on not attaching. Yes. Is it correct?
I don't know. No, actually, that's what I said. Actually, I want to do it all the time.
So someone like you is very hard to find in the world, and someone who's really like focused to stop suffering. And now you came already very far. Now the last like attachment is like, oh, I want 100%. Like, you're always constantly thinking about how to get Nibbana, how to make it better, how to improve, how to let go more, how like you're, and this is also like tanha. This is also craving, and you suffer because of that even. And wanting to be free of suffering, like that always wanting to improve, wanting to make it better. And you also have to see that wanting, those intentions, and let go of those phenomena, those intentions to want, like, yeah, let go of this more and more. And then, I would say, when there's no cause of suffering, no tanha, then there's also no dukkha. And then there will be peace.
Thank you. And I want to do a small request. Actually, we are in Sri Lanka, and there are so many people in the world. They like to listen to your Dhamma discussions. So I request if you can share the videos through YouTube, maybe with translation in English. That would be much good for all the people who are interested in this.
Like Luangta, he can't speak English, so he can't help you with that. But like his team, that would be a request more for the team than for him, because he can't help you with that one. He doesn't speak English. Yeah. He was wondering how did you get so far? Like how you know what you know, and why you are practicing like you're practicing. So who's your teacher? Like, and then I said, yeah. For example, how you know his videos, or
so from you, actually. What I understood, I think I have to do the same practice what I am doing now.
Okay. Your aspirations, like to improve and to have more sati, more samadhi, and everything is very good. But still, these are still cravings. This is still craving, and it comes like to serve the self, like it's for self-interest. How do I get more this, more that, and let go more and this and that? So also let go of that. Like see, like these very subtle, like preoccupation, like how to. This is also a sankhara, also a phenomena, also something which comes by itself, goes by itself, has no owner, no self.
So, like after talking to Thero. I got to know some of the books like about what you have written. There, I got a lot of good insight about how to practice meditation. One of the good things I learned from there was in the book you have mentioned that to like make end of suffering, like you should know your thoughts without any attachments. So like I started practicing that to like know my thoughts without any attachments. So when I'm practicing, I understand it really well. My issue is because of the day-to-day work and the office work and everything, I can't continue to do that, like she said. So like I'm trying to do more and more about it. So that is what I'm trying to do now.
So whatever you're doing in your daily life, whatever activity, don't forget the pure consciousness. Like remember that consciousness and what you're conscious of are two different things, and that consciousness can't get lost, or you can't upgrade it, you can't make it better or worse. Like consciousness is just consciousness, and the other phenomena, this is what like arises and passes, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes this, sometimes that. So never forget the nature of consciousness and consciousness itself. Like always have that remembrance in the present moment. So in order not to get lost in your daily activities and challenges and in phenomena, in the phenomena, in the sankharas. So a common issue or common mistake of practitioners all over the world is when they are working or contact something, they look like inside and check whether they have no attachment, whether they are empty or not. And when they feel there's no attachment, then they think, okay, that's nibbana. But this is like with a self, like checking and controlling. Like you overlook that intention, that like someone who's checking. There is still someone who is checking for whether there's attachment or detachment. So there's someone who's cares, who benefit. There's like self-interest. Yeah, is it empty? Yeah, is there no attachment? No attachment. Okay, good. So usually a practitioner, it feels like you look from one point like to another point, like you look like inside and check in your mind, like you one-to-one check in the mind whether everything is okay or not, and like always like managing, controlling, policing, and yeah. This is like wrong practice. This leads, this is like practicing with a self, and this is self-centered practice. The correct kind of knowing, you can't localize it. It's not like one point looks at another point, like not like this. It feels like you're somewhere, and then you look like inside the mind. It's not. There's just like you don't know where the knowing comes from. You can't localize it, and you just like see things in your mind coming, the phenomena arising and passing, arising, passing. But that knowing is not like from one point you see. It's not. You can't localize that knowing. That knowing is like it comes from somewhere, but you don't know where it comes from. It's just like there. That knowing is always there, and you know both. You know the phenomena which arise and pass, and you're aware of the knowing. Like you know there's this knowing, but both have no owner, no self, and yeah. So it's not like you watching things and controlling and managing and policing, but like there's knowing and there's what you know, and it's a process of nature, and that is the right kind of knowing, not like you like checking and he said much more details. So maybe someone can add something.
Please allow me to add something up that I can remember. The first thing is that Luangta mentioned, don't forget about the pure consciousness or the pure mind, right? Because we really obsess right now, as a practitioner, we really obsess how to get it good, how to get it correct, how to get it right, or all the time, like perfectly. So we obsess with all of those concepts. But thing is, we just don't realize that at this right moment, everything that come, arise, and pass. For example, any mind behavior or any phenomena or the thinking, emotion, or the feeling, it's just sankhara nature, right? It's just condition. It's just the nature of moving that come from according to its condition, right? Because you have eyes and there is image. That's why you can see image. And at the same time that you can see image, that is sense consciousness, right? And it works very well at the same time as the mind fabrication or the mind factor. For example, when you see the Buddha, this Buddha statue, it's not only the image that you can see. You know instantly that it is what is it, right? It's a Buddha image. Is it white? It's how it means to you, right? It comes together. So it is a work of the nature. This is how it's so selfless. Because you don't like push the button to make the mind fabrication, right? It comes so instantly, so naturally, and it gone so naturally. And this is the part of sankhara that we're talking about. It's so impermanent, right? Because it's changed all the time, as you guys can know. It's selfless and it's like subject to suffering because it's past all the time. So similar to what your mind behavior that you like have intention to watch it, try to let go everything, watch everything, try to have like awareness to any thought, any phenomena that arise, without realization of how sankhara it is. Because that's all about the nature work, it's all about the sankhara. That's why we like get pretty much so focused into what we have to be done, how perfectly we have to do something like that, without knowing that it comes from the self-view already. That's why Luangta mentioned about don't forget about the pure consciousness or about the pure mind. But we have to mention about this because every nature that moves is not the pure mind. It's just sankhara nature. So every time that we forget about the pure mind and forget that Pa Ajaran just said or Luangta just taught to us, we will go to the self-view and go to obsess pretty much about the process or methodology instead of realization of the actuality of this present moment that it's just sankhara. It arises by itself and it passes by itself. Nothing is pure mind. At the same time that sankhara arises and ceases, you will know by yourself, by your heart, right, what is going on, without doing a mind to watch it or let it go. It's so naturally, because all those nature work so naturally without self. That's what I catch up a little bit more.
Luangta mentioned that it is very important that Luangta would like all of practitioners to understand this. It's not many practitioners listen about the pure mind before, right? Have you ever listened about the pure consciousness or the pure mind before? No, most of you haven't heard about that before. But actually, the pure mind or the pure consciousness is the nature that never born and never die. It is a deathless nature that in everywhere, it in all being. Because this nature is invisible, so it's in everywhere already. And the characteristic of the pure mind or the pure consciousness is the knowing. The pure mind always know the conditioned thing that comes and goes in the pure mind all the time. But because of all of us, we haven't known about the pure mind before. So we attach to the knower as a self. After we attach to the knower as a self, we attach to the self and try to change something you perceive all the time. When you face a pleasant feeling, you hold on to it. And when you face an unpleasant feeling, you try to suppress it. You try to run away from it. This is the way that most practitioners practice. But actually, when you perceive everything from eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, you have to think about it all the time. This is the function of the five aggregates that will create a thought, in the form of complaining mind all the time. But nobody knows that you have to practice to letting go attachment to the complaining mind. But we hold on to the complaining mind as a self and try to do something with what you perceive. So Luangta would like you to realize that actually we have to letting go the attachment to the complaining mind as a self by let the complaining mind be as it is all the time. Let the complaining mind complaining in every moment, but without no one grabs it, no one follow it, no one try to suppress it, and no one try to run away from it. And let the complaining mind be as it is in every present moment. When there is no one attached to the complaining mind in every present moment, this is knowing from the pure consciousness, knowing from the pure mind already. Because the pure mind knows that our conditioned things, our complaining mind, does something arise and cease in the pure mind. This is the way to practice to realize the pure mind and not attach to the complaining mind. This is very crucial teaching that all our practitioners have to keep reflects wisely in your mind. Because this is the teaching of the Buddha that actually there are two natures. The conditioned things, the sankhara, and the pure mind are coexist in every present moment. But because we lack of knowledge that the pure mind or the pure consciousness element already exists here and now, we forgot the pure mind. It's kind of we never know about it. We just attach to the self and try to practice by use the self in order to do something or maybe in order to eradicate the self. But actually this is not the way to practice. When many people try to practice like this and forget about the pure mind, you will try a lot, create a way, how can I get Nibbana? But actually the thought about how can I get Nibbana, how can I practice better than now? How can I realize Nibbana? This is the thought that comes from attachment to the self and try to help the self to be free from suffering. Actually, this is the root cause of disturbance in your mind. When you not follow this kind of thought, let it go, let it be as it is. Your mind will not upset with this kind of thought, not follow it. It will be just something that arises and ceases by their own. Your mind will become at peace more and more and more. And the peaceful mind without anyone attached to even the peace, this is the true Nibbana. When you keep reflect this truth in your mind, we can call this is sati. You have to have sati with this truth all the time along the path that you practice. When you keep reflect this into your mind, don't forget the pure mind and let all condition in your mind arise and cease in the pure mind that is like a universe. We can call it the pure mind, the pure consciousness, the universal consciousness. This is the name of the pure mind. And let all sankhara arise and cease in the pure mind in every present moment. No one attached to anything, even the conditioned thing and the pure mind. This is the Nibbana in every present moment. Please keep reflecting this in your mind, not forget the pure mind. Luangta will demonstrate this book and can help all of you understand more about the pure mind. This is the worthless book that you have to read from your heart. Before we born, there is no we, right? There is no we that are sitting here to listen to Luangta before. So we come from the nothing. We come from the emptiness like this. After we born, we attach to the self. And when we attach to the self, it makes us get delusion and do unwholesome deeds. It's like a black paper. And sometimes the mind wants to do the wholesome deed. It change from black to white. And when you want to practice, you try to be mindful, try to have the mindfulness, concentration and wisdom. This is a change from the black to the white color. So in your life, sometimes you get lost in delusion and attachment. You do some unwholesome deeds. This is the black color. Sometimes you fabricate the good mind, the good thought, want to do wholesome deed, is the white color. Sometimes when you fabricate to attach to something, you feel so suffer. This is the black color. And when you be mindful and letting go the attachment, it flips to white color. Both black and white still are the conditioned side. Because of its condition, so sometimes you fabricate the good things, sometimes you fabricate the bad things. When you fabricate the bad thing, you feel so suffer from attachment. But when you fabricate the good thing, you follow it, you feel happy. This is the characteristic of condition. But we forget that we born from the emptiness. There is no we before we born. Before we get married, there is no couples before. Before we get children, before we get the grandchildren, there is no that one before. Before we get any asset, we never have it before. After we obtain everything, sometimes we attach to them. When we attach, we so suffer a lot. That is the black color in your mind. And when you be mindful and not attached, at that moment, the mind changed to the white color. It changed like this all the time. This is our life. And after you learn from your experience, sometimes you attach and get suffer. And after that, you be mindful and not get lost in attachment. Your mind will become happier. You will change like this, flip from black to white, black to white, black to white all your life. And when you learn from it, and realize that all the attachment, even you attach to the white color, you try to protect your mind, not get lost in attachment. Try to help yourself to detach everything. If you still attach to the white color, it still suffer. When you learn any action in your mind, even get lost in the black color or try to attach the white color, it creates suffering. Your mind will become released and dispassion to hold on to even the black and white. And when there is no one attached to the black and white, because you learn that any attachment causes suffering, at that moment, there is no one attached to anything, even the wholesome and unwholesome. This is return to the emptiness, return to our true nature. Not worry about body and mind anymore. Return to the original nature, our primal mind, that is the pure mind, the pure consciousness. The pure mind is the ultimate truth. When you practice and realize the truth, not attached to even the wholesome deeds, and not want to keep the wholesome deeds, not attached to anything, release from the attachment, and you will realize the pure mind that is our original nature. In this cover book, this is the body of Arahant monk that already passed away. This photo was taken when he passed away. This is his body, the monk robe. The white color, the circle one, is the pure consciousness. You can see that his body died, but the pure consciousness or the pure mind never died. The pure mind, we can call it the pure heart. This is the pure mind or the pure heart that now is already there, and it knows all mental fabrications arise and cease in the pure mind all the time. It already exists here and now. The knowing from the pure mind without any attachment, this is the characteristic of the pure mind. That know all sankhara, know all mental fabrication arise and cease without any attachment. This already in all of you. But because of the attachment to yourself, attachment to the one you love, it obscures the pure mind. Actually, realizing Nibbana is realizing the pure mind. that already exists in you. You don't have to find the pure mind or the Nibbana in anywhere, but in you already. Please practice hard to acknowledge any mental fabrication as it is in every present moment, and you will realize the pure mind, that knowing of mental fabrication arising and ceasing without any attachment already, and is already in you. This is the true nature, the deathless nature. It's like the Buddha gave a talk to Bahiya. Bahiya, when you see, just see. When you hear, just hear. When you smell, just smell. When you taste, just taste. When you think, just acknowledge it. When you acknowledge it, just acknowledge it. And when you realize the truth, just realize the truth. This is the way to be free from suffering. There is no you in the past. There is no you in the future. There is no you in the present moment. This is Nibbana. While Bahiya he listened to the Buddha, he contemplated on this teaching. When see, just see. When hear, just hear. When smell, just smell. When taste, just taste. When know the thought, just acknowledge it. And even you realize this truth, just know that you are realizing this truth. This is the way that Bahiya realized Nibbana at that moment. Acknowledge anything in your body and mind as it is, without no one attached to anything. This is knowing from the pure mind. That is freedom from attachment.